What steps can Chelsea take right now to attract or expand businesses?
Yeah, so very difficult time that we're in, so let's not kid ourselves. There's not a lot of development that's going on around the state right now. Some would argue that there's a recession in Massachusetts, maybe not in the country, but in Massachusetts. We don't see a lot of cranes in Boston. We don't see a lot of development happening elsewhere. The rest of the world is not Chelsea. I believe you start with looking at what your greatest assets are. I would argue there are three. I've already talked about all three of them. I'll remind you again. Being close to downtown Boston is one. Being close to Logan Airport is two. And the leadership at City Hall is three. That's a powerful combination that you can take advantage of. You know, you're in Fitchburg. You're not close to downtown Boston. You're not close to Logan Airport. You're close to Leominster. You're close to not even a secondary, a tertiary market. What we did back in the day when I was planning and development director with the city manager, and then what we did for 14 years and what we've talked about since then is to take advantage of your assets and downplay or remove any of your negatives. The assets are just outstanding. Along the waterfront, there's all kinds of opportunity. We see what Everett's doing. We see a desire by the business community to be close to Boston and Logan Airport. So, you know, hosting conferences, hosting developers tours, meeting individually with developers, talking to friends in state government about your willingness to be open in development, and really marrying Massport. Rich Davey, Executive Director, CEO of Massport, a great friend of the city's. Without Rich Davey, the Silver Line would not be coming through Chelsea. I helped to bring that here, and Jeff Mullen before him, big friends of the city. It's about talking to all of them about what opportunities are. But then you have to deliver. You know, it's one thing to say, hey, look at us, come develop. But then when they show up, they have to deliver. The last building that was built to the office park on Everett Ave, not the FBI headquarters, but across the street, diagonally across the street. The developer came and proposed building the biggest commercial building that had been built in the city's history. We set up the planning board, we set up the zoning board, we set up some modest tax relief. We got permitting done in record time, and the developer said, if I was in Boston, this would have taken years. And he said it would have taken years to get to a maybe. So the advantage that we have is that we should be fast. The advantage that we should have is that we are able to get all of our ducks in a row and everybody's on the same page. And then it allows for the natural advantages that we have to welcome the development community in. There's not a person that's developed here that I've heard regret it. And in fact, many of the people that have developed here want to do it over and over again. Chris Thomas, the people who did the hotel, have done multiple hotels here. Mark Robinson and Mark White, who did the residential, have done multiple residential units, because they see here in a place that they can get development done. And the reason that we attract them is because they care about what happens in the community. Mark Robinson's been leading the Boys and Girls Club breakfast for 30 years, including one that we had this past week. Giving back to the community. The hotels just continue to deliver property taxes and room excise tax, and they don't send any kids to school. Every now and then there's a service need, but you know, each of those hotels is worth $500,000, $750,000, maybe $1 million a year. Those are the types of things you want to do more of.
Absolutely, that's amazing. That's amazing.